Hello everyone and welcome to TNV Academy. Today we are going to discuss an important aspect of ISO 21930, allocation rules. Understanding allocation rules is key to creating fair, transparent and consistent environmental product declarations or EPDs. In simple terms, allocation rules help decide how environmental impacts should be shared across different products and processes, especially when they share common resources or production stages. What are allocation rules? In life cycle assessments or LCAs, allocation rules determine how environmental burdens such as energy consumption, emissions, and waste are divided among different products or byproducts that come from the same process. This is especially relevant when multiple products are produced in one system, like in manufacturing processes where materials, energy, or byproducts are shared. For example, if a manufacturing plant produces both steel and a byproduct like slag, allocation rules would decide what portion of the plant's total energy use or emissions is attributed to the steel and what portion to the slag. ISO 21930 establishes guidelines for setting these allocation rules to ensure consistency across assessments. Why are allocation rules important? Allocation rules are essential because they allow us to fairly distribute environmental impacts across multiple outputs. If these rules weren't consistently applied, the environmental footprint of a product might appear higher or lower depending on how the allocation was set, making comparisons between products unreliable. ISO 21930 promotes allocation rules that provide transparency and accuracy, which are crucial for making reliable comparisons between products and for providing stakeholders with data they can trust when making environmental decisions. Approaches to allocations in ISO 21930. ISO 21930 recommends a few main approaches for allocation to promote fairness and accuracy in LCAs. Avoiding allocation whenever possible, ISO 21930 encourages avoiding allocation by dividing processes or using actual measurements for each output. This method is the most accurate because it separates the environmental impact by individual product or processes without shared burdens. Physical allocation. When allocation cannot be avoided, a physical basis like mass, volume, or energy content can be used. For example, if a process produces both a primary product and a byproduct, the impacts may be divided based on the weight of each output. Economic allocation. If physical allocation isn't feasible, economic allocation may be used. This means distributing impacts based on the economic value of each output. For instance, a higher value product might be assigned a larger share of the environmental impact than a lower value byproduct. ISO 21930 recommends using economic allocation only when other methods are not practical, as it can sometimes introduce variability based on market prices. Best practices for applying allocation rules. ISO 21930 emphasizes transparency in allocation decisions. It's important to clearly document which allocation method was used and why, along with any assumptions made in the process. This helps ensure that EPD is clear and that readers understand how the environmental impacts were distributed. Additionally, ISO 21930 suggests applying allocation rules consistently across similar products and processes. This consistency ensures that comparisons between EPDs remain fair and reliable, helping decision makers make accurate, informed environmental choices. In summary, allocation rules in ISO 21930 play a critical role in distributing environmental impacts fairly and transparently across multiple products or processes. By following these rules, organizations can create more accurate and trustworthy environmental product declarations, ultimately supporting more sustainable decision-making. Thank you for joining us today. I hope this overview gives you a clearer understanding of allocation rules in ISO 21930 and how they contribute to creating reliable, meaningful environmental declarations. Thank you for joining us today. If you have any question, feel free to ask, and if you have found value in our videos, please do subscribe to our channel and share it with your professional colleagues. Thank you.